empowering business growth through bill management and energy efficiency measures. As you may all know by now, Power Up Live is a webinar series which aims to empower micro, small, and medium businesses through energy services and solutions. My name is Kevin Lapena, and I will be your host for this afternoon's program. Okay, so for this webinar, our Meralco partners will talk about the components of your electricity bill, as well as programs and solutions to manage our consumption. During the hot summer season, which is currently at its peak, the electricity bill of businesses increases by up to 27%. So you may be wondering, why does your bill increase with a rising temperature? What are the drivers of your consumption and your bill? How can we help you manage your bill? We're going to be addressing all those questions and more in today's webinar. Rest assured that you can always count on Meralco to help your business operate more efficiently and more cost effectively. So we hope that you will listen attentively and participate in the discussions later on with our panel of experts. But before we proceed with today's presentations, I just want to check how you guys are doing so far. So with that, may I please invite everyone to click on the Reactions tab at the bottom of your screen and select the emoji that best represents how you are feeling this afternoon. Okay, so I can already see some emojis popping up on the screen, lots of thumbs up, celebratory emojis, hearts. Thank you very much. Really appreciate the participation. You can click on these emojis at any point during the course of our webinar to share your reactions on the topics that we're all going to be covering today. Okay, very helpful on our end also, so that we more or less would find out how you feel about everything that we're going to be discussing. Okay, so we hope that you will stay tuned and remain engaged throughout our webinar. But before we move on with our program, we'd like to remind everybody to please find a good spot where your internet signal is strong, because we wouldn't want you to miss out on the interesting discussions and exciting games later on in the program. And if you have any comments or questions about the presentations, please feel free to go ahead and type them in the Q&A tab below as well, so we can address these during our panel discussion. Should you have any account-related concerns, you may also send your messages through the link that we will send in the chat box right now. And as always, to add fun to our Power Up Live session, we're going to be playing games later on in our program. Just make sure to listen attentively so that you can answer the questions at the end of each of our presentations. Our very lucky winners will be receiving special prizes care of Meralco. Okay, so please stay tuned for that. And with that, friends, let's get this webinar officially started. So to formally welcome everybody to today's Meralco Power Up Live webinar, ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm and special welcome to our area manager of North Biz. Everybody, a virtual round of applause for Mr. Robert Neri.
Thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon to all. Please allow me to welcome you to today's Power Up webinar on bill management and energy efficiency. Thank you for joining us. I'm for Meralco Biz, a segment dedicated to providing an end-to-end energy services and solution with the power demand of 5 to 499 kilowatt. Hello sa aming biz customer. Today, we also have our micro biz customer. Collectively, tinatawag kayong MSMEs, micro, small, and medium enterprises. And you play a key role in driving the growth of our economy. Kamusta kayo ngayon? I'm sure lahat tayo ay ramdam ang summer heat. Kasama na dyan ang pagwo-worry natin sa ating parating na electric bill. During summer, the electric consumption of our business like yours is likely to increase by up to 27%. The intense heat makes the compressor cooling equipment work harder, thus consuming more. We also tend to use cooling equipment like aircon at lower thermostat settings or higher fan speed sa mas mahabang oras, kaya lumalaki ang ating electric bill. To help you manage your consumption, not just during summer, but all year round, we are hosting this webinar so you can understand your bill charges and learn about our programs and solutions for your business. Again, thank you for finding time to join our webinar. And I hope today's session will be productive and highly relevant for you. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Alright, at maraming salamat din po sa inyo, Sir Obet. Usually, magkasama tayo sa mga live events, but it's nice to be able to join you here kahit sa virtual event natin. Telegenic din pala po kayo, Sir Obet. Thank you very much for welcoming everybody for today's webinar. Okay, so with that, let's now welcome our very first speaker for this afternoon. He will help us understand the components of our Meralco bill. So that, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Biz Partner Manager, Mr. Justin Ryland Rebolledo.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for that introduction. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope all of you are doing great, kahit napakainit ng panahon natin ngayon. So let's keep ourselves cool and hydrated always. Today, allow me to share to you some basic information on the power supply chain, the Meralco bill for business customers. But to start things off, I want to explain how Meralco works. To serve better and cater to the needs of our customers, Meralco structured its organization so that focus can be given for each segment. This is to ensure we can offer timely and relevant solutions matched with your customer needs. So what are the Meralco customer segments? Residential microbusinesses, local government accounts are under the home and microbiz segment, while the corporate and national government accounts are under the enterprise and national government, while the SMEs like you are being served by our segment, Meralco Biz. Meralco is more than a power distribution company. Our goal is to enable business owners like you to achieve and sustain business success. Now that we got that covered, in the next few minutes, we will talk about the power supply chain and the different sections of the Meralco bill. So present today, we have a mix of biz and microbiz customers. Welcome, and thank you for taking time to attend. Yan, simulan na natin with who are the stakeholders of the power supply chain and what they do. In your screen, you can see the diagram of the power supply chain. And there are 4 major players. Una, yung mga generation companies. These are power plants who produce and supply electricity through contracts sa mga distribution utility like Meralco or for contestable market through WESM or the wholesale electricity spot market. Next is a transmission. So once electricity is generated, high voltage power is transferred through the transmission lines from the generating companies going to the substations of the distribution utilities. The National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, or NGCP, is the only transmission company in the Philippines. Then, the distribution utilities. We deliver the electricity from the transmission facility going to the customers. Meralco and other electric cooperatives in the provinces are considered DUs. Kami po yun. And lastly, the customers. Like you, like me, all of us, tayong lahat ng end users ng electricity na nagpa-purchase ng kuryente sa mga DUs. Now that we understand the power supply chain, we can go over the different components of the electric bill. While there are many players mentioned in the power industry, they do not collect bills from the customer like you separately. It is the job of the distribution utility like Meralco to collect all these charges from you. But note, not everything paid goes to Meralco. As you can see in the pie chart, out of 100%, almost 53% or more than half goes to Meralco. I mean, sorry, to the generation charge and generation companies. 10% goes to transmission, 17% goes to taxes and other entities, but only 20% goes to Meralco. Tandaan po natin yun. Now, we move on to the second part of our discussion, the different sections of the electric bill. In your screen is a sample of the Meralco bill, and let's zoom in further to understand each section. On the front page of the bill, you cannot miss the blue box in the upper right portion, wherein this includes the customer account number or CAN, company name, total bill amount, and the due date. Kung mapapansin ninyo, medyo malaki yung amount na nandyan kasi ito po ay relevant sa ating mga BIS customers. Sa ating mga micro BIS customers, smaller yung peso amount, but generally, yan din yung mga information na yan ang nakalagay sa blue box. Dumako tayo sa left portion ng bill. Makikita natin dito yung bill summary, which contains the rate classification, bill demand, meter readings, and actual consumption. Now you notice, nabanggit ko yung bill demand. Ito ay binibill or charge lamang sa mga enterprise and BIS customers. For the micro BIS customers, you're only billed sa kilowatt hour consumption ninyo. For this section, hindi nyo makikita yung bill demand items sa inyong mga bill. Now, you might be wondering what are the different rates meron ng Meralco. First is the residential service. Ito yung basically yung mga households natin, yung mga bahay natin. While yung general services A, yung mga commercial establishment with demand of less than 5 kilowatt, or ito naman yung mga micro businesses. Yung general services B are commercial and industrial establishments with demand of 5 to 39 kilowatt, while yung general power are commercial and industrial establishments with demand of 40 kilowatt and above. So dito naman magpo-fall under yung enterprise and BIS customers. Now we go to the kilowatt hour rate, or mas kilala sa peso per kilowatt hour. So ito ay kino-compute sa pamamagitan ng total bill amount divided by the actual consumption. So keep in mind na itong rate na to ay hindi fixed, it varies monthly. For the enterprise and BIS customers, this rate is affected by the generation charge adjustments, your energy demand, and power factor. Pero sa mga BIS customers, this rate is affected by the generation charge adjustments only. Ayan, in this section of the bill summary, makikita natin yung bill date. Ito yung kailan na-generate ang ating mga bills. Yung bill demand, this shows either the minimum or actual peak demand in kilowatt, whichever is higher. And finally, your actual consumption, which shows the total electricity consumption for the current bill period. Ayan, itong section na to shows the monthly consumption bar graph. So this graph shows up to 24 months of consumption data, comparing the previous and current year's usage. Businesses can be helped by identifying how different you consume energy on a monthly basis. So mamamonitor nyo po yung pattern ng inyong consumption versus last year and this year. So on this section, you will see that the consumption is further explained. So for this bill presentment, it is only for the enterprise and BIS customers only. So allow me to discuss the portions of the micro BIS in the next slide. In the first item, it compares your consumption for the month versus the previous billing. It shows the percentage increase or decrease of the consumption of the customer. So we can see from the example, there's a 5% increase more than what was consumed in the last billing. Then for the next item, we compared your actual demand versus your minimum billing demand. But first, let's define what are these. Demand pertains to the amount of power needed to start or operate different electrical load or equipment, while the minimum billing demand is the electrical load specified in your contract and is billed to you every month if your actual demand is lower than this fixed minimum. For analogy, the minimum billing demand is like an internet data plan. Even if you don't use up the data allocated for your plan, you will still pay the minimum monthly service fee. And lastly, we also see your power factor. It measures how efficient you are using your electricity. So kung kayo ay closer to 100%, the more efficient your machines and your operations. Keep that in mind, guys. Para sa microbiz customers naman, mas simple ang makikita nyo sa portion na to ng bill. Yung comparison ng current and previous billing period, at the same time, yung comparison din ng consumption ninyo with the same period of last year. For this example, the microbiz customer has consumed 8% higher versus previous month and 35% higher naman same period last year. So malalaman din dito ng ating microbiz customers ang kanilang average monthly consumption for the last 12 months at yung average daily consumption at average daily cost para sa billing period. On this section of the bill, all Meralco customers will see how their consumption impacts the environment. Your registered power usage is translated to the equivalent greenhouse gas emissions caused by your energy consumptions and the number of mature trees needed to offset the impact of these greenhouse gases emissions. Ayan, at the bottom part of the bill, you can simply scan the QR or barcode for ease of payment sa mga authorized payment channels natin. For enterprise and biz customers, meron ditong reminders to submit BIR forms 2307 and 2306 for CWT and FWV deductions. Ayan, tapos na tayo sa front page ng bill. So let's proceed to the back portion. Sa upper left portion ng bill, makikita natin yung detailed record of your last 6 payment transactions. At kung meron ko yung unpaid bills, makikita rin dito. And for the last section of the bill, you will see how your bill was computed. And for all customers, this section contains the basic details of your service. Una na dyan yung service ID number. So madalas nyo pong marinig yan, or SIN. It's a 12-digit unique number associated with your service. Next, yung contract holder. Ito naman yung account name on record. And then your service address, where your service or premises or your establishment is located. Now, for biz and enterprise customers, since you're billed in the consumption and demand, you will see in this bar graph how your consumption, demand, and other charges contribute to your total bill. Now let's go to the different billing components or charges that contribute to the whole electric bill. First is the generation charge, which is paid to the generation companies or to OSM based on the kilowatt hour consumption. Second is a transmission charge, which is the cost of delivering electricity from generation companies to the substation of the distribution utilities. And this is paid to the NGCP or National Grid Corporation of the Philippines. Third, we have the demand charge, which goes to the distribution utilities like Meralco. So this is the cost of development, construction, operation, and maintenance of the distribution utilities and facilities. For biz customers and enterprise, the distribution charge also includes the demand charge, which is based on the actual or guaranteed minimum billing demand, whichever is higher. And for the energy charge, this is based on your kilowatt hour consumption. For all Meralco customers, you will be charged a metering charge. Ito yung cost ng reading, operating, and maintaining the power metering facilities, o yung mga metro natin sa bahay. Next is the supply charge. This is the cost of rendering services naman sa ating mga customers, such as collection, billing, customer assistance, and other associated services. And again, specific to enterprise and biz customers, we also have the power factor adjustment. It was mentioned, the higher power factor, the more efficient your operations. So if your power factor is more than 85 or higher than 85%, you can get a 0.7% discount for every point higher than 85. However, if your power factor is less than 85, you will get a surcharge of 1.4% for every point lower than 85. And lastly, for all customers, we have the taxes and other universal charges that go to the government and other entities. And with that, this is where we end our presentation. I hope this clarifies how you are billed and what is presented in your monthly bill. Again, thank you very much for listening.
All right, there you have it. Thank you very much, Mr. Rebolledo. Really appreciate taking the time to share with us all that vital information. By the way, for those of you who may want a copy of Mr. Rebolledo's presentation, a recording of this webinar will be uploaded onto the Meralco website. Once the link is available, it will be shared with all of our registered attendees. Okay, so abangan nyo lang po yan. Also, if you have any comments or questions on our presentations, please feel free to go ahead and type them into the Q&A tab now. We will be addressing them during our panel discussion later on in this afternoon's program. Meanwhile, before all of that, it's time to play a quick trivia challenge. We're going to be asking a question based on Mr. Rebolledo's presentation. So hope you guys were paying attention, because all you need to do is just type your answer into the chat box. Whoever sends in the correct answer ahead of everybody else will get to win a special prize. Okay? Paunahan po ito. Listen up. Here is our first trivia question. How much of your bill goes to Meralco? Okay, we're looking for a percentage here. If you were paying attention to Mr. Rebolledo's presentation, it wouldn't be difficult to recall. In fact, halos lahat na sumasagot ngayon sa chat natin are pretty much accurate. So again, we're looking for the quickest person who typed in the correct answer. A few more seconds for you guys. 3, 2, 1, and that is it. The correct answer to our trivia question is 20% of your bill goes to Meralco. If you got that correctly and you were the quickest one, congratulations in advance. But later on in the program, saka namin i-announce yung official list of winners. All right? Thank you, everybody. But with that, we now move on with our Power Up Live webinar. Our next speaker will tell us more about energy efficiency solutions. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the Customer Solutions Associate of Meralco Power Lab. Give it up for Mr. Jose Angelo Angustia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all well. Allow me to start with my presentation. With the inflation, rising fuel cost, and the power supply shortage, we know that businesses are already facing a lot of challenges in terms of managing their expenses and operations. While there are many things that we can control, we would like to assure you that Meralco is here to help you in areas that we can, and that is your energy consumption. Today, I will be discussing solutions to help you conserve energy and be energy efficient. Same as households, businesses are also affected by the dry season, and cooling appliances are one of the top contributors of their total energy consumption. For businesses, managing consumption is critical, not just during summer, but also all year round. Managing the energy consumption of your business can be easy if you understand how it's done. So to help you manage your energy, you can apply the energy management pyramid. For my presentation, I will be focusing on the first three levels of the energy pyramid. That is energy assessment, energy conservation, and energy efficiency. The first step provides an opportunity to evaluate how your businesses use energy before identifying and implementing measures. It is recommended to conduct an energy audit to help you understand your situation more completely and set priorities. Offering the best return on investment, energy conservation largely entails behavioral and operational practices at no or minimal cost. This usually involves controlling the consumption of your appliances and equipment, and everyone in the organization must be committed to practicing this. If energy conservation is not enough to meet your goals, you can move up to the third level, that is energy efficiency. This level will require you to invest on new or innovative technologies to reduce energy use. So let's begin with energy assessment. When you do your energy assessment, you may refer to the PDCA cycle, which stands for plan, do, check, and act. It is a continuous plan, problem-solving, and improvement process of your business to help you achieve your energy management goals and objectives. First is plan. You need to understand the energy consumption of your business, set targets, and draft an action plan. The second step is to do it. Implement your plan. You need to cascade the plan to the rest of the organization and ensure everyone is aligned. Next, you need to check and review your performance. Bumaba ba yung aking konsumo? Did I meet my targets and objectives? Revise your plan as needed, and you may also conduct energy audits with the help of our subsidiary, MServe. And lastly, you need to act on corrective or improvement plans based on your review. Revisit your priorities to ensure that it contributes significantly to reaching your goals. The next year is energy conservation. For this year, I will be discussing tips based on behavioral and operational practices. Usually, hindi kayo kailangan gumastos dito. So first, need natin i-remind lahat to turn off appliances kapag hindi naman ito ginagamit. Very simple. Halimbawa for offices, we need to shut down and unplug yung mga computers natin after office hours para makasave tayo ng around 82 pesos per day. For AC use naman, pwede natin ito i-switch off before the end of work operations para magamit pa natin yung natitirang lamig kahit naka-off na ito. Doing this, we can save up to 6% per day. And also, pag-aalis lang naman tayo for only 1 hour, halimbawa pag lunchtime, there's no need to turn off your AC use. Doing so will increase your consumption by up to 35%. Pero it's a different case for lights. It's better to turn off your lights during lunch break and get savings. For the office pantry naman, we need to unplug water dispensers after office hours to generate as much as 47% savings. And kung may refrigerator tayo, kung may mga times na hindi naman ganun kapuno ito, shifting the thermostat from high to mid setting will give you up to 49% savings. Encourage your employees to take the stairs if just going 1 or 2 levels above or below their current location rather than use an elevator. Syempre except for those who are pregnant, PWDs, and senior citizens. But in this way, it can help reduce the frequency of elevator usage, which is also equivalent to reducing your energy consumption. And also for bigger businesses or offices na may more than 1 elevators, maximizing the use of one, especially pag off-peak hours or yung time na wala namang masyadong gumagamit nito, will result to savings in your consumption. For appliances and equipment such as ACUs, CCTV, UPS, it is better to follow proper preventive maintenance schedule, usually quarterly, and monthly naman for fire protection systems and mechanical doors. Doing this will prolong the lifespan of these equipment and make them safer and more convenient to use. Next, we move on to tier 3 or energy efficiency. So dito naman, it will involve investing on energy efficient technology. For areas na bihira puntahan or gamitin like CRs, hallways, stairways, you can install motion sensors and dimmers on your lighting to reduce consumption. They automatically turn on and off your lights pag may na-detect na movement. Nabibili naman ito sa mga Ace Hardware at meron ding online and hindi naman kamahalan. For big businesses, you can install a BMS or a building management system to manage and monitor a facility's mechanical, electrical, and electromechanical services like electricity, lighting, pumping stations, elevators, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, as well as physical access control. Through this, mas malalaman mo how you consume, thus a big help in planning your energy conservation practices. Through this, you can also set realistic targets in reducing your consumption. We have different types of cooling systems to choose from depending on building size. For residential and small businesses, you can use single split type ACUs. They're cost efficient on the installation because they're much easier to install. For bigger residential buildings and multiple rooms, commercial buildings like schools, restaurants, and KTV naman, you can have installed a multi-head split system. In this setup, you can connect multiple indoor units to one outdoor unit. And for large and multi-level buildings naman, you can also consider investing in energy or heat recovery ventilators, which are designed to recycle and reuse up to 80% of the heating and cooling energy contained in exhaust air. These machines will help condition the temperature and relative humidity of your facility, thus helping your air conditioners not to work as hard, minimizing your energy consumption. For small scale use of ACUs, and I think you're more familiar with these types, we have window type and split type ACUs. So each has its pros and cons. Window type ACUs are cheaper and easier and cheaper to maintain as well. Hindi rin complicated ang process of installation ito. Per design siya for smaller spaces. And also, you need a hole in the wall para mapaglagyan ng aircon type na to. Single split type ACUs naman are more sleek and mas magandang tingnan. And although mas complicated ang process of installation nito, hindi mo need magbutas sa wall at masirang aesthetics ng room to install this. Pero you need to allot space for its outdoor unit naman. So it's more expensive to buy and maintain. Tayong mga Pinoy, di ba, hanggat gumagana ang appliance, ginagamit natin. Pinalaki kasi tayong hindi sanay na nagtatapon ng gamit at lalo na sa mga appliances. Pero we have to understand that older units are less efficient and are more expensive to maintain. Also, marami na tayong new technology appliances emerging in the market that are more energy efficient to use. One is inverter technology and meron ding may mga smart features na yung nako-connect mo na sa Wi-Fi at nako-control mo na yung paggamit ng appliance through apps on your phone. With just a few settings, digital thermostats can automatically regulate the temperature in a house or workplace for the entire day. For example, if you put the setting at 25 degrees, the digital thermostat manages the temperature around what is set. For cold storage, commissaries of food businesses naman, you can install automatic door closers for walk-in freezers. A door switch or closer prevents warm air from entering and eventually increasing the temperature inside, minimizing work on the compressor, thus less energy consumption. Inverter technology is also available for chest freezers, used in supermarkets and restaurants for storage of meat products, and chillers, used for chilling beverages in supermarkets and convenience stores. Shifting to inverter chillers will make you save up to 28%, while inverter chest freezers naman will give you up to 63% savings. Since summer na, mabenta ang ice cream ngayon to beat the summer heat, diba? And in supermarkets and convenience stores, they are being stored in chest freezers. So for chest freezers, hardtop cover types are more energy efficient than glass top types. But it's more important to note that when deciding what type of chest freezer to use or purchase, you should factor in its purpose of your business. Although hardtop covered chest freezers generate more savings, this type of chest freezer is most ideal for storage. If the usage is for selling, a glass top chest freezer is more ideal, so customers can readily see the products inside rather than constantly opening its cover, resulting to higher consumption. Okay, to review, these are the energy management processes that you can apply in your businesses. First, we have to conduct energy assessment, and then we practice energy conservation, and then we make use of energy efficient technology. So to sum it up, these are the key takeaways for today's discussion. No? Number one, that energy is a controllable and measurable resource. And anything we can measure, we can manage and control. We are energy efficient if we could do more with less. Actually, some energy efficiency measures do not even require costs. Diba? The cleanest form of energy is the energy that we do not use. Diba? And lastly, and the most important one, is that energy efficiency should be a way of life. So hindi to natatapos dito sa ating discussion. I hope na you will be able to practice it in your homes or in your workplaces and share it to others and influence others to do the same so that we can have an energy efficient community. So that's all for my presentation. I hope you learned a lot, and good afternoon again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Angucia. I really appreciated the wonderful presentation. Once again, to get a copy of Mr. Angucia's presentation, a recording of this webinar will be uploaded on the Meralco website. The link will be shared with our attendees as soon as the link is available. So if you have any questions for Mr. Angucia, please send them in through our Q&A tab, which you can find at the bottom of your screens. Okay? So in the meantime, as what we usually do after each presentation, here is another trivia challenge lifted from Mr. Angucia's deck. Okay, so again, please be ready to type in your answer into the chat box. The quickest person to type in the correct answer will win a prize. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready, because here is our trivia question number 2. What is the first tier of the energy management pyramid? Go ahead and type your answers into the chat box right now. All right, very quick-handed, everybody here. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Lots of people seem to have been paying attention to your presentation, Mr. Angucia. Very interesting kasi. Very vital information as well. So as much as we would like to give more time for you guys, we're going to give you a few more seconds before we cut off this part. 3, 2, 1, that is it. Why don't we reveal the correct answer to this question? The correct answer is energy assessment. There you go. So for those that typed that in, the quickest person who typed energy assessment in will get to win a prize. Once again, we're going to be revealing the official list of winners by the end of this afternoon's program. So please stay tuned for that. All right. So now moving on to our next speaker. For our next presentation, our guest speaker will be sharing with us Meralco's programs for bill management. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for our customer service engineer, Mr. Sean Kyle Villapando.
Thanks, Kevin. Hi, good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank our attendees and participants for giving us an opportunity to share and impart with you the programs and services of Meralco for your bill management. So without further ado, simula na tayo. What we're seeing here is the energy management pyramid. We have here 5 tiers. For this presentation, allow me to focus on the top 2 levels of the energy management pyramid, which are energy programs and renewable energy. As a review, the 5 tiers are energy assessment, energy conservation, energy efficiency, energy programs, and renewable energy. Now, let us focus on the 4th level. The 4th level of the energy management pyramid is about Meralco's programs and services that can help you further manage your consumption. Our reliable and future-ready energy solutions can support your requirements, whether that's savings, increasing productivity, environmental sustainability, or lahat po yan sabay-sabay. Without further ado, let us discuss all of those programs. So here are some of the programs and services that we may offer with you. Note that whether you're a biz customer or a micro biz customer, you can avail both of Power Consult and Meralco Online. Para sa mga biz customers, you may also avail of our peak-of-peak solution, power factor adjustment, and power match. Now, let us go through each of these programs for our better understanding. Simulan natin sa Power Consult. As mentioned po earlier, lahat ng Meralco customers pwede mag-avail ng free Power Consult to help you with your power needs. We can assist you from your service application to the expansion of your business and with your other technical concerns. With Power Consult, we can provide with free energy consultancy for your existing services, which later pag-usapan natin. From there, we may guide you with your business expansion plans. For instance, business owner ka, and lumalaki yung business mo. We may assist you with your site assessments. We may check if your intended sites for expansion already have distribution facilities or kung wala pa silang distribution facilities. From there, we may check if that will have a project cost, and not just the project cost, we may also give an estimate of your service bill deposit. On top of this, we may also entertain your technical questions as they may arise. So kung may tanong kayo habang nag-apply kayo with Meralco, feel free to ask us. Again, all of these services are with our free power consultation. We are very eager to help and assist you with your business decisions. Now, from Power Consult, we have here Meralco Online. Meralco Online is a service available for, again, both our biz and micro biz customers. I'm a personal advocate of this kasi ako meron akong sariling Meralco Online. Now, you might be wondering, what is this for? Meralco Online is a digital platform that allows our customers to access their account and transact with Meralco anytime, anywhere, from the comfort of your device or your smartphones. So with Meralco Online, you can view and monitor your bills, your consumption. For example, business owner tayo. You have multiple branches or stores. You can sign up and see the bills via Meralco Online. Not just that, you can also subscribe to paperless billing. Pero in Meralco Online, hindi lang siya for bill management. You can also use this to apply for service, pay or settle your bills, report brownouts, or inquire or give us feedback. I myself monitor our own energy consumption patterns using my Meralco mobile app. Very convenient para sa akin na meron akong isang application lang na monitor ko lahat ng consumption ng mga Meralco accounts namin. So from Power Consult, Meralco Online, you might be wondering, okay, paano ba yung Meralco Online yan? So here's how to sign up with Meralco Online. Madali lang siya. First, you must have your Meralco bill ready with you. Once okay, access Meralco Online either via our website or the Meralco mobile application. Click sign up, create a new account, then enter the necessary information, then agree with the terms and register. Di ba? Ganun lang kadali mag-register sa Meralco Online. Now, for our microbiz customers, once you're done with those steps, your account is automatically created. While for our biz customers out there, kindly wait for your Biz Meralco partner manager to get in touch with you and guide you with the next steps of your registration. So here's how to sign up with Meralco Online. And now, specific to our biz customers, we have here Meralco Peak Off Peak. With Meralco Peak Off Peak, we can offer an alternative energy pricing scheme designed to help you, business owners, to lower the total electricity expenses through rates based on our peak and off-peak periods. Basically, the concept of Peak Off-Peak program is to have you shift your higher energy consumption during the off-peak hours and lower your consumption and minimizing it during the peak hours. This program is best for those businesses that operate or can shift a larger part of their energy-intensive operations to the off-peak hours or Sundays. Engineer, interested ako dyan. So, paano ko malalaman kung pwede ako dyan? Normally, the beneficiaries of that program are those with 24/7 operations, mga business na 24/7 mag-operate, or those that have multiple shifts, or those that can operate generally on a Sunday. You might be asking, okay, I'm interested. Ano ba yung peak off-peak hours? For Mondays to Saturdays, we have 11 off-peak hours starting from 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. For Sundays, we have 22 off-peak hours. That's from 12 a.m. up to 6 p.m. and 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. The only peak hours during Sunday is between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So 2 hours lang. As we can see from the table, the peak off-peak rates during peak hours is around 7.4 kilowatt hour, while the off-peak rate is around 3.5 pesos per kilowatt hour. So from Power Consult, Meralco Online, Peak Off Peaks, we have here power factor adjustment, which was earlier discussed by Engineer Justin. So we can also assist you with your power factor adjustment. Depending on your power factor, if your power factor is, let's say, above 85%, you can get a discount. However, if your power factor is lower than 85%, you will also get a surcharge, which is 1.4% every point away from 85. So, para mas maintindihan natin yung power factor adjustment, let us have an example. For example, we have here a customer with a power factor of around 98.6%. So first, we need to get the difference from 85%. So that would be 98.6 less 85. That's 13.6. And then, since 98.6 is higher than 85%, you get a discount. So we will be using 0.7 as our multiplier. We have another multiplier, the discount multiplier, for this particular example that's set at 0.0952. And we will also need to base with your distribution charge. For example, we have a distribution charge of around 8,053 pesos and 43 cents. That's the total of the demand charge, as you can see on your screen, and the energy charge. So how do we compute for the total discount? You simply multiply all of those. So we have here 8,000 pesos and 53 pesos and 43 centavos multiplied by 0.0952. Again, multiplied by 0.7 and 13.6, we get a total discount of 766 pesos and 69 centavos. Diba? Merong discount. That's just a power factor of 98.6. What more kung yung power factor ninyo is higher than 98.6? You can get an even higher discount than that. So from power factor adjustment, we have here power match. We can also provide you with power match for your service. Para saan ba yan? What is this all about? Well, when a biz customer applies for an electric service, an electrical plan is required. This will be the reference in computing your contract, because on your electrical plan is the electrical load that we will compute, which is the requirement that we will specify within your contract. From there, we will design its system and allocate our facilities to serve your power requirements. Our customers are charged a monthly fee for these allocated facilities and power supply, regardless of how much power that they have used. Parang ganito siya. It's like having an internet data plan. Even if you don't use up the data plan allocated for your service, you still pay for a monthly minimum service fee. Now, for some businesses, the power requirement declared upon service application may either change. It may either grow or reduce over time as your operation changes. It is importante that you discuss this with us on the startup to ensure that your contract is matched with your business requirements. Halimbawa, example tayo. For example, you're a business owner. You contracted more power than what you actually need. What will happen is that you will not be able to maximize the facilities installed for your business. You'd end up paying for more On the other hand naman, if you contract less than what you actually need, you expose your business to a number of safety risks, as our facilities may get overloaded. Now, so it's either you apply for more or apply for less. It's best that you apply in between. Just the correct power capacity for you. Now, having the right contract size allows you to optimize spend while ensuring safe and continuous operations. Okay, let's have an example. Assuming nakapag-consult na po kayo sa amin. And ngayon, alam niyo na po ang inyong mga electrical needs. We can ensure the ideal scenario for your business where you are billed based on your actual demand consumption. For example, we have here a customer with an highest demand of around 79 kilowatt, and their GMBD is around 300 kilowatt. Now, what they did is to consult with us, and upon checking, we updated their GMBD and updated it from 300 to 55 kilowatts. On the following month, they had a demand of 65 kilowatts. So since their GMBD is lowered from 300 kilowatts down to 55 kilowatts, this particular customer had a saving of 55,000 on average for that particular monthly bill. That's just their monthly bill. What more kung kumpitin natin to annually? That's around more or less 500,000 or more, around 600,000. Earlier, we discussed energy programs, which is tier 4 on our energy management pyramid. Now, if all the other levels of the energy management are still not enough for your business, you can move up to the top tier of the pyramid, which is all about the use of renewable energy, or what do we call RE. RE is energy efficient because it uses natural resources such as sunlight, wind, water, and geothermal heat to generate electricity without relying on fossil fuels. And as such, this does not produce harmful emissions. One example of RE is solar power. Solar power is one of the most common RE sources because it relies on the sun's energy, which is basically kahit saan meron yan, present everywhere in the world. Through PV or photovoltaic technology, sunlight is converted to electricity through the use of our solar powers or solar panels. As long as the sun is shining, solar energy is available for use. Alam niyo po ba, madami nang may solar panels ngayon. And if interested kayo to invest on this, you may reach out to us and we can refer you to our subsidiary, Spectrum. Now, assuming you're interested to apply for solar PVs or meron na kayong mga solar PVs sa bubong ninyo, to maximize the benefits of your solar panels and to ensure na safe ang installation, at the same time safe ang business ninyo, it is important that you inform us, Meralco, about it and sign up to either our net metering or our zero export program. If your business will use up all of the solar energy that you will generate, we recommend sign up po kayo sa aming zero export. Pero if may excess energy kayo from your solar panels, sign up to net metering instead para you export the excess energy to Meralco, and at the same time, mabibigyan pa po namin kayo ng bill credits for that. That ends my presentation for today. If you have any further questions or if you want to book a free power consult for Microbiz customers, you may email us at customercare@meralco.com.ph or you may call our hotline at 16211. For business customers naman, please email us at biz@meralco.com.ph or call our hotline at 16210. For all customers, you may visit our website at www.meralco.com.ph/biz. Once again, I'm Engineer Sean Kai Villapando. Thank you.
And thank you to Mr. Villapando. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. Okay, now with that out of the way, we now proceed to our third and last trivia question called from Mr. Villapando's presentation. So again, hopefully you guys were paying attention because this is your very last chance to be able to bring home a special prize care of Meralco. Again, quickest person to type in the correct answer into the chat box will get to win a special prize. Okay, get ready everybody. Here is trivia question number 3. If you have solar panels, what solution should you subscribe to maximize its benefits and ensure the safety of your business? Go ahead and type your answers in right now. Again, first person to type in the correct answer into the chat box will get to win. All right, lots of very quick fingers over here, lots of answers coming in. I see some correct answers already here, but we're going to give more chances to everybody here, a few more seconds. Okay, we're going to count you guys down since this is the very last one. 3, 2, 1, and that is it. Thank you again for your active participation. Without further ado, here is the correct answer. 2 possible answers, net metering or zero expert. So congratulations in advance to our winners, which we will be announcing towards the end of this afternoon's program. All right, so please stay tuned for that. Okay, and with that, friends, I believe our attendees have already posted some comments and questions directed to our speakers. So this now brings us to this afternoon's panel discussion. So with that, we'd now like to call back our speakers, Mr. Justin Rebolledo, Mr. Anjo Angustia, and Mr. Sean Villapando. Hello to these 3 very special gentlemen. Maraming salamat po sa mga presentations ninyo kanina. From the looks of all the questions that we started to receive, mukhang very attentive sila sa mga present ninyo. Okay, so before we proceed with all these questions, just wanted to remind everybody, I will be directing each of these questions to each one of you, but if you feel like you want to chime in or contribute to these questions or answers, feel free to interject at any point. Okay, so now moving on to our very first question. This is for you, Mr. Justin Rebolledo. Sir Justin, the rate per kilowatt hour which appears on my bill the rate per kilowatt hour which appears on my bill changes every month. What causes the monthly change? Sir Justin.
Thank you for that question. So as I have mentioned in my presentation, the peso per kilowatt hour rate is not fixed but changes monthly. So for the enterprise and biz customers, the increase and decrease of this rate is affected by the bill demand, the generation charge adjustments, and the load and power factor. But for the micro businesses, the generation charge adjustments is the only factor that affects this rate. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, Sir Justin. Now we move on to our next question. This is for you, Sir Anjo. Sa inyo po ito. Do energy-saving devices work? Very interesting question. I think we've tackled this in a couple of occasions in the past, but for our guests who are just attending now, something that they might want to hear about as well. Sir Anjo.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. No? There's been a recurring question in different webinars already. So this is actually an advocacy that Meralco and together with the Department of Energy has, that we're campaigning against the selling and the purchase and the usage of these energy-saving devices because they simply do not work. So paulit-ulit naming sinasabi, hindi ka po makakatipid ng kuryente when you make use of these plug-in energy-saving devices that they sell everywhere. So may mga nagde-demo pa nito. It's even being sold online. So these are simply power factor correction devices. If you happen to pass by someone who demonstrates yung usage of this energy saving device and you happen to see na bumababa yung kuryente, yes, that may be true, pero yun lang yung ampere component ng electricity, and we are being billed by kilowatt hours. So in-improve niya yung power factor, kaya pinapababa niya yung ampere. Pero hindi tayo binibill sa ampere, we are being billed sa kilowatt hours. Hindi affected nung energy saving device yung kilowatt hour consumption mo. So aside from it not being energy saving, may hazard component din siya since 24/7 siyang nakasaksak, and it can even add up to your consumption since meron din siyang phantom load. So talong-talo po tayo pag ginagamit natin at binibili natin itong mga energy saving devices. So I hope we learned the lesson.
Sir Anjo, thank you very much for shedding some light onto that subject. So you guys, sa mga nanonood ngayon, if this is the first time that you're hearing about that, something to keep in mind, di ba? Now you know what the real score of it is. Okay, now moving on to our next question para sa inyo naman po ito, Mr. Sean Villapando. Another very interesting question here, especially with the birth of new technology moving forward. I want to avail of solar panels. Can you help me with this?
Thanks, Kevin. I would like to thank that customer who shows interest to renewable energy. Us being Meralco can help you avail with your renewable energy solutions. You can contact us and we can check the required capacity for your business, and we may help you with your solar power requirements. For example, you may contact us and then we may endorse you to our subsidiary, Spectrum, and help you with your requirements for solar power.
All right, there you have it. Thank you very much, Sir Sean. Later, we're going to be flashing more vital information for you guys to keep in mind, just in case you need to contact anybody from Meralco. But before we get to that, we move on to another question here. This goes to you again, Sir Justin. Kaya bang magpababa or mapababa ang demand charge ng isang company? At tama ba na kahit wala kaming operations, we need to pay the demand charge?
Okay, so for that question, good news. Yes, pwede mapababa or mapababa yung demand charge. Kung maalala ninyo, yung diniscuss ni Engineer Sean Villapando, the power match. So you can request to our customer service engineer for the power match. Saan pwede natin evaluate yung inyong demand, then we can match it to your actual demand for your business. So you can reach and contact us so we can evaluate further your service. So sa second question, yes, kahit na wala kayong operations, mabibill pa rin kayo by the guaranteed minimum billing demand. And of course, you have to pay to avoid disconnection.
All right, maraming salamat po, Sir Justin. Now, next question is for you, Sir Sean. Okay po ulit. How would I know if my business will benefit from POP or peak off-peak?
It's a good question. Thank you for showing interest on our Meralco's programs such as Peak Off-Peak. Again, we discussed earlier that Peak Off-Peak is a specific rate program of Meralco where you are billed differently. We have our off-peak hours and we have our peak hours. For example, your operation are set at a nighttime or during our off-peak hours, you'll definitely benefit from the Peak Off-Peak program. Another example is that if your operations are 24/7, definitely you'll benefit from our Peak Off-Peak program. But if you want to be sure, you may contact us, reach your business partner manager, get a free power consult, and we may do a free simulation for your specific accounts and services and simulate if your bills for the previous months can be benefited by enrolling to our Peak Off-Peak program.
All right, Sir Sean, maraming salamat po. Next question. Sir Anjo, this is for you. Do you offer energy audit? And if you do, is this for free?
Okay. So yes, we offer energy audit through our subsidiaries, which is our MServe partners. Is it free? It comes in very reasonable prices naman, depending on your need and on your the size of your facility. So you may call our hotline 16211, and you may email us through www.meralco.com.ph for more details and for you to be connected to our MServe partners. Also, you can reach our biz partner managers for assistance.
All right, thank you so much, Sir Anjo. Just in case you missed out on the information that he shared with everybody here, don't worry. We're going to be inputting it into your chat boxes, and we're going to be flashing more details on your screens later on in the program. Okay, so next question back to you, Sir Sean. Siguro medyo katuhog to nung previous question that we asked you. Still within the same vein of the POP, what are the requirements to apply for POP or Peak of Peak?
Kevin, mukhang interested yung mga customers natin sa Peak of Peak program, no? So, for the Peak of Peak programs, it's simply you just need to submit your letter of intent that you want to enroll to the program. Aside from that, for us to know which account is that, you may submit your Meralco bill with you. For us to check the customer account number, the CAN, or your SIN, the service identification number. From there, you may contact your biz partner manager, and again, we may have a simulation of your account.
All right, thank you very much, Sir Sean. Tama nga, I think it goes without saying that our guests are very much interested in the POP program, especially after you mentioned the benefits of enrolling in this program. Laking tulong din po sa mga may negosyo dito. Okay, so before we proceed with the next question, reminding everybody again, for those that have questions that you'd like to share with our esteemed panel of speakers, feel free to type them into the Q&A tab below. Now, we're going to do our best to address all of your questions within this panel segment of this afternoon. But if in case hindi namin ma-address the discussion ngayon, don't worry, a Meralco representative will reach out to you even beyond this afternoon's program to address any of your questions or concerns. Okay, now moving on to our next question. Back to back po ulit kayo, Sir Sean. This next question is for you again. For residential customers, how can we increase our power factor?
Thanks, Kevin, again. For our residential customers, there is no power factor on your bill. There's no power factor component on your Meralco bill. However, for our biz customers, since we discussed earlier power factor adjustment, you can improve your power factor by installing capacitor banks. If you're interested, we may again refer you to our subsidiary MServe, and you may contact with us, and we'll coordinate with you on how to increase your power factor. Ideally, you can increase it up to unity or 100%.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much, Sir Sean. Now, next question back to you, Sir Justin. Do you visit us on site if we request for an energy consult?
Of course, Kevin, we're very glad to meet you on site and provide assistance on your energy consultation. So you can book to our biz contact details through 16210 or email at Meralco, biz@meralco.com.ph.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, Sir Justin. It's also, I think it's gonna be appeasing to our attendees as well to know na nag-visit po talaga on site, especially when it comes to energy consultation. Okay, moving on to our next question. Back to you, Sir Sean. I want my Meralco meter to be calibrated. What is the procedure for this?
Hey, thanks, Kevin. First, I'd like to highlight that our Meralco meters are accurate. Now, if you want to double check and have your meter calibrated, yes, we do cater meter calibration. You simply PM us again through our hotlines. You can shoot us an email at biz@meralco.com.ph or call us via our hotline at 16210. Or if you're near our business center, you may also visit us there.
All right, wonderful. Sir Sean, maraming salamat po dun. Just wanted to check if we still have more questions. All right, so we have another question that was just sent in. Back to you, Sir Anjo. Is it true that one has to use inverter technology for at least 6 hours before it will be efficient?
Ayan. Thank you for the question. It's true na yung inverter technology, you will be reaping the benefits of this technology if you use it for longer hours. Since for this kind of technology, we have what we call the stabilization process. So nangyayari yon at the onset of the usage of the appliance. So pag in-on mo siya, for example, aircon, pag in-on mo siya, mataas yung power input niya since it will take quite some time for it to stabilize para ma-reach niya say yung desired temperature setting. And after that, i-maintain na lang niya yun. So, doon mo maririp yung benefits ng inverter technology after quite some time. Pero hindi naman at least 6 hours. Based on our study, at least 4 hours. So, beyond that, mas beneficial na si inverter technology. So, you can choose what to use, conventional or inverter, depende sa lifestyle mo or sa paggamit mo, kung ano yung mas nararapat sa'yo.
Sir Andrew, thank you for that. See, very beneficial to have discussions such as this because I didn't even know that this is a question to be asked as far as inverter technology is concerned. So, noted po dun na hindi naman kailangan 6 hours pala for us to maximize this kind of technology. Siguro more or less depending on the device, no? 4 hours, no, Sir Anjo?
Yes, yes. For aircons, at least 4 hours.
Okay. Sir Anjo, maraming salamat po. Now, next question, back to you, Sir Anjo. Since mabuelo na daw kayo. Okay lang po ba patayin sa mismong breaker panel ang mga ACUs lalo kung wala namang event sa event hall? Madalang lang kasi ang event o nagre-rent sa event place po namin. Sir Anjo.
Definitely, it's okay, but not really necessary. Since what we're avoiding here lang naman is the phantom load. Ano ba yung phantom load? It's the energy that we consume even if the device or the appliance is turned off. Since naka-connect pa rin siya sa naka-switch, naka-plug in pa rin siya. So, I think pag unplugging the appliance will suffice. But if you want na sure talaga na, for example, sa isang breaker maraming naka-connect, since it's a switch, pag binaba mo yung ano yun, yung switch, I think okay din siya. Okay din siya. So that's a better option.
All right, so Sir Anjo, thank you very much. Really appreciate the back-to-back answers there. Very quick turnaround. Again, I'd like to extend our thanks to each and everybody who sent in their questions for our esteemed panel of speakers. Again, it doesn't have to be addressed sa program na ito. If you have any concerns or questions, feel free to type them and send them through our Q&A tab. Okay? Now, next question. Ito po ulit, Sir Anjo, sa inyo na naman po ito.
Keep them coming.
Sana may tubig po kayo dyan para just in case need to lubricate. Okay, if Meralco does not recommend using energy-saving devices such as plugged in, advertised in social media like in FB ads, why is the seller showing pictures of Meralco officials endorsing it to its consumers? Very interesting. Is it a fake ad or just an online scam?
Definitely, it's both. It's a fake ad and an online scam. Kasi, as I have said, we do not advocate selling or purchasing or using and these energy-saving devices simply because they do not work. So aside from it not working to your advantage, actually, ano rin siya, may hazard, ano din siya, factor, and nakakadagdag pa siya ng konsumo. So yung mga nakikita nyo, wala nang imposible ngayon sa atin, especially sa social media, no? Ang dali na lang i-edit, ilagay kahit video nga, you can make it seem na Meralco is endorsing these devices. Pero galing na po sa aming taga Meralco mismo, fake news po yun, fake ads po yun, and wag na po tayong bibili at gagamit itong energy saving devices na to.
Thank you very much, Sir Anjo. Naku, siguro mas magiging rapid pa yung mga advertisements na ganyan, especially with the rise of AI technology. Diba? Everybody needs to earn, so siguro mas nadami pa yung mga ads na yan. Hopefully, all these people get to hear from you guys, but as for our guests, at least alam na namin lahat ngayon that we shouldn't believe everything that we see online, right?
Agree.
Okay, so we're just waiting for a few more questions to come in, but perhaps if that would be the final question for this afternoon, we're going to give more time just in case may papasok pa, okay? Reminding everybody again, kung may mga concerns pa kayo or questions, just type them in. We'll try our best to answer them even beyond this afternoon's program, okay? Okay, so now, may pumasok pa na isang question dito. This is directed to any of you guys, so feel free, who wants to take this on, feel free to chime in. Hope you can please update us regarding net metering rules. Is it still 100 kilowatts a maximum to qualify for NM and above 100 kilowatts for zero export?
Hi, Kevin. I think I'll have
Okay,
that.
feel free. Sir Sean, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. Earlier, we discussed that we have our net metering program and zero export programs for our customers. As a review, we have net metering, which is our customers which are available for our customers with a kilowatt peak power with their solar panels set at 99 kilowatt peak and lower. So with our net metering program, you may export the power to the Meralco grid and we'll give you bill credits for that. Now, if you're more than 99 kilowatt peak, you may avail of our zero export program, wherein you are not allowed to export and we will not give you credits for that. Now, we have here our new program, which is DER, our Distributed Energy Resource. From there, if you have a kilowatt peak of capacity, if your solar or renewable energy has a kilowatt peak of higher than 100 kilowatt, you may avail of this and you may export up to 30% of your power to Meralco. For more details, you may again contact us and we'll give you more information about this new DER.
All right, Sir Sean, thank you very much. And all of our esteemed set of speakers this afternoon, maraming salamat po. In the interest of time, as much as we would wanted to entertain all the questions sent in, that's it for all the questions that we're going to be entertaining. But again, reminding everybody, kapag nakapag-send kayo ng mga tanong that we weren't able to address during this session, don't worry, a Meralco representative will reach out to you beyond this program to help you out with your concerns, okay? Thank you once again to all of our speakers. But before we let you guys go, perhaps you can share some parting words for all of our guests who joined us this afternoon. Mr. Justin Rebolledo, perhaps you can go first.
Yes, thank you, Kevin. So to our audience today, thank you very much for taking time to participate in this webinar. We hope you have a better understanding and appreciation of the Meralco bill. Just remember two things for me. First, only 20% of your bill goes to Meralco. And of course, always pay your bills on time to avoid the inconvenience. So again, I'm Engineer Justin Rebolledo. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
Thank you, Sir Justin. Up next, Sir Anjo Angustia. Anything you'd like to share with our guests?
Yes, for me, I'd like to reiterate lang one of the key takeaways that I have mentioned earlier, and that is making energy efficiency a way of life. So I hope that you get to practice whatever that you learned from our discussions here. You get to practice the tips and share it to others and influence others. So so we will be all energy efficient. That's our goal naman eh. Para na lahat tayo will live an energy efficient way of life. So again, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here, and good afternoon.
Thank you, Sir Anjo. And last but definitely not the least, Mr. Sean Villapando. Any parting words, sir?
Okay, thanks, Kevin. Now, first of all, I would like to thank again our attendees and participants for listening to our programs and solutions for your energy and bill management. I hope that we imparted you with knowledge, and now that you are knowledgeable, that Meralco has these programs. Now, before I let you go, I'd like to share that you can talk to us. We have our free power consult. So after this meeting, after this seminar, webinar, you may call us on our hotline and talk to your biz partner manager.
All right, there you have it. Thank you very much, Sir Sean. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a virtual round of applause for our esteemed set of speakers, Mr. Rebolledo, Mr. Angustia, Mr. Villapando. Maraming salamat po sa inyong tatlo. Definitely enlightened everybody here for this afternoon session. So with that, I hope our audience here today were able to pick up relevant learnings on how to understand the Meralco bill and some energy efficient measures that they can adopt as well. So just to repeat myself, for those of you who have questions that were not addressed during the Q&A session, we're going to be reaching out to you after this afternoon's program. You may also encode your concerns or requests through our concerns form via the link posted in our chat box right now. Alternatively, you may also scan the QR code, which you can see now flashed on your screens. And in case you have other power-related inquiries, you may also reach out to our biz partner managers through the channels being flashed on the screen. Feel free to take a screen cap of this, a picture of this very vital information again, especially in moving forward for your future concerns. With that, ladies and gentlemen, you have certainly been a most cooperative audience, and it truly has been an insightful afternoon, to say the least. I hope everyone has been enlightened by our distinguished panel of speakers. So with that, thank you once again for joining us this afternoon. We hope to see you again in the next edition of Meralco Power Up Live, empowering business growth through bill management. Once again, I've been your host, Kevin Lapena. Please stay healthy and be safe always. Have a pleasant day, everybody. Thank you very much.